June is a month in which you'll have a little more ease and a little more sense of flow and understanding about what is going on. You might feel more clear than you felt in May. And you also may feel more in touch with who you are, with what you want and what you're after. This is also a period in which things might start to feel more and more separate. And yet you'll feel closer and closer to the truth. The separateness comes in the sense of people seemingly on more and more distinct paths, a world in the 3D and a world in the 5. And yet you owning the truth of the 5, you being closer to that, and those listening to this message also in resonance with this frequency, getting closer and closer to the realization of the divinity within themselves. And because of this, while the month on the outside might look even more chaotic than the months of the past, within and in your own personal sanctuary of life, of living within and in your immediate surroundings, you might find more serenity. You might find even more of a sense of peace and calm. On the outside, things might not look like that to others, but because you have the opportunity to utilize the energy frequencies around you and to connect within them, which is also connecting within yourself, you can have a sense of contentment that before may have felt unreachable. It's not that this frequency wasn't there before, but it is that it is more accessible to you now. For as you listening to this message have been raising your vibration, you have the ability to have the access point to achieve it. And because of that, there's flow. We want to bring to you the concept of the June bloom. June bloom is this idea of realization, of blooming into who you are. And others might not yet see it, for you may be like the seedling underneath the surface, germinating and growing and becoming, yet not yet creeped outward for the world to see. But it might even feel like within you have this secret, this idea, this knowing of who you are, that the world has not yet gotten to be graced with, and yet it is coming. You do not need to rush yourself to the surface, up through the soil, for the peace and the stillness and the presence you have with where you're at is what will strengthen your resolve, is what is your fortress of divinity, of light, of solitude. And in that, you can embrace all of that you are, all of which you are in love and light. And that will allow you to come forth as the year goes on. It is not that you are less in touch with yourself now, but more so that in touchness may not yet be visible, as it is immersing. The energy is immersing throughout your cells, throughout the essence of your beingness, of your energy state, your emotional body, and your physical body. You may find that the release of emotions that you felt in May is still there now. And this is where people might be on different trajectories with this. However, it is coming to a space in which the flow might feel a little less hectic and a little more in synchronicity to you. So while there might still be tears or energetic disruptions, they will be close for you in the sense that you will feel a little calmer and a little more content in feeling the highs and lows of the human experience because of your ability to tap into and connect to you. Your sensitivities may be heightened, and we invite you to use this opportunity in the energies, not to let that mean you feel tossed around, or that could be the path. But the alternative that is also equally available to you, and in fact maybe even more accessible if you allow yourself to go there, is to use your sensitivities as a sense of attunement. To get clear, you can be like a truth teller to yourself and to what you're picking up around you when you're in that clarity. And so you might have a sense for things that are about to happen, or an understanding for another person's experience that you don't quite know why you feel like you understand what they're going through, and yet you feel close to it. Well, it's because your energetic sensitivity has been heightened, and that sensitivity is a beacon, it's an amplification, allowing you to magnify what you're sensing in order to understand it better, or the human you to realize it better. With that comes the responsibility to show up for yourself and to maintain a sense of groundedness in who you are, in your truth, in that connection to you. To not use your sensitivity to let yourself get tossed about, but to use it to help yourself to see what is in your path and what is not. Lisa remembers when she was pregnant, there was this period of time when everything was overstimulating to her. It was too much to take in. And that same sense of stimulation might exist now. And so what we offer to those listening to this is you can feel more alive. And the way to do so is not to try to numb out or hide away, but instead to create more opportunities for stillness so you can feel even more vibrancy around you. To go for a walk without your phone. To take your shoes off when you go outside to get the mail. To actually feel yourself holding the mail in your hands. To close your eyes when you take a sip of your tea or your cocoa or whatever it might be. To really feel the water when you're in the shower. These are all opportunities for you to feel more alive, because the sensitivity is your gift for accessing greater pleasure, greater joy, greater solitude, greater vibrancy, greater vitality, but also greater chaos, if done so from an ungrounded space. And so the ability to connect within is highly important this month, as it was last month, but the difference with this month is there is more opportunity for ease and flow and grace and gratitude and calm, as the energy within yourself starts to settle a bit. There still will be turbulence, but from a place of more centered truth in you knowing who you are, connecting to your divinity, lighting yourself up with your own brilliance, and others getting to feel that too. You might find that others are drawn to you in a way that they weren't before, while you also might find those that used to be drawn to you seem not interested anymore. And that is a natural unfolding. That is what we talked about in the very beginning of that idea of more separation while also having more connection. Those that fall away from you are those that are no longer in resonance with you. And this doesn't mean you have to go try to recreate a sense of connection with those people. Allow those relationships to be complete, and allow those now being attracted to you and to whom you're also drawn to come to fruition. For that is blossoming in this time of the June bloom.